Okay, if you're working on isometric exercises for your rotator cuff or your shoulder in general, and you're doing them against a pole or a wall, you'll find that they're great and they're really good for entry level stuff, but if you need a little bit more load in the isometric part of it, where you're not allowed to move but you want more load, I suggest you switch to bands. Now, we've been giving this to our clients quite recently. It's really effective. All you need is a band like this. Now, we're going to go through some abduction work, some external rotation work, some internal rotation work, and some flexion work for those long-headed bicep issues. So with all these four, it's all isometric, meaning you're not moving into the direction, say it's external rotation, you're not moving that way, you're staying static. Now the band is going to provide you with the load. How much load is sort of up to you. Now, I would attach this around a pole like this. Okay, so just lock it in one side. The other one, what you do is make a loop in that side. So if you don't have a looped band, you just create one like this, put it through and create like a little handle if you like. All right, so you've got this here that you can put your hand through. This also means you don't have to grip at all. All right, so you don't even have to grip it, you can just let it hang there. Now, for external rotation, obviously what I'm going to do is have this across me this way. So I'm going to the opposite side because I want the load pulling me in, so I have to externally rotate. Now, of course, it's isometric, so I'm not allowed to move. So what you do is you start off with it loose, okay? Have your elbow a little bit away from your side, but at 90 degrees. So if you see 90 degrees here, so at right angles here. Then what I'm going to do is just slowly step away. But what I've got to do is keep this still, okay? I can't resist this and push out. That's got to stay still. The further I step away, the more load is trying to pull me into internal rotation, the more I'm going to feel it here. So obviously what you're allowed to do is step away until you get to the point where you're just below pain. Now remember, these isometric exercises have to go for about 30 seconds. So it's whatever you can tolerate below that level of pain, all right, where that pain starts, for 30 seconds. So there's no point of like maxing it out at 10, realizing it's sore and then coming back. So you've got to try and find the appropriate tension there that you can then sustain. Now, you can either hold it there and sustain like that, okay, or you can vary it and go out like this and then creep inward. So you're sort of doing almost a repetition where the tension's increasing and decreasing, but you're still not allowed to move here. Okay, so external rotation one, super popular to do. Obviously, that is a really good alternative than pushing against a pole where the resistance is sort of constant, but it's only sort of one load with that. At least with this, you can increase the load. So it might be really good for you if you've done your initial isometrics against a wall or pole, and then the second week or third week you need to progress those isometrics, you then push on to something like this. Now, of course, that can be used for external, internal, abduction, and flexion. So let's have a look at the internal rotation. Obviously, I'll just do it on this side, but it's the same drill. You can either hold it and grip it, or you can just have it hanging like that. So I've wrapped it around my hand. I can leave that hanging. It also stops me trying to force it in too much. So if I leave my hand open, then I'm just relying on my internal rotators of my shoulder to keep it there. Again, you're not allowed to let it move that way. So when I start, I want to start loose, get my shoulder in the right position, a little bit away, so there's a little gap here. You're sitting at 90 degrees of the elbow, so 90 degrees like that, right angles. From there, okay, I'm looking straight ahead, and then I pull out. So what I don't want the band to do is yank me like this. If it's doing that, the tension's too much. I've gone too far. Okay, I'm not strong enough for that. So you want to make sure, can you hold that? The more you step away, obviously, the more I'm going to load up through here, my internal rotators, like my subscap. There's going to be a little bit of pec involvement, and I'm going to try and keep it there for that time period. Is it 10 seconds, 20, 30 seconds, like that, all right? Sometimes with isometrics, you can last for up to a minute, depending on how much, resilience you've got in your shoulder. But again, be careful, keep it below the pain barrier. If you need to, you can step in if it starts getting a little bit sore and maintain that much. And again, like we did with the external, you can actually vary it. You can come in. I'm keeping isometric positioning here, but I'm doing variable load, which you can't really do against a pole. I mean, you can sort of push in and then release and push in. This is way more effective for that, for strengthening anyway. So that's your external and internal. Now, if you are struggling with your rehab and you need specialized, structured physio exercise rehabilitation programs for your injury and surgery, then do yourself a favor and head to physiorehab.com or click on the website link in the description below. If you like the content on this channel, then hit the subscribe button, because the bigger the channel gets, the more free videos I can put up for you to watch. All right, for abduction, there's a slight change in this. You're not going to put it around your hand, you're going to put your whole arm through. That's why it's handy having that loop there, right up till it's above your elbow, all right? So, because the reason for that is we don't want to do internal external rotation, we want to do abduction. So there's no point having it on the hand. If I have that on the hand like that and go outwards, I'm doing a little bit of external rotation as well. So keep it on up here, and then you can still be in the elbow, but there's nothing going on with the hand there, all right? I still want to keep my arm in that position. I don't want to be internally or externally rotated, but the movement or load is coming from me doing abduction at the shoulder joint, not any rotation. So try and angle it that the band is just a little bit in front of your body. So you might have to come forward a slight bit, but I actually want you to go out a fraction more. So not tucked in by your side, not a little bit away, just out a fraction more. Definitely not way out here, okay? Just out a fraction more. So you've engaged a bit of abduction first. So you want to sort of do that with no load. So get your body, okay, I'm going to go there. Then you step away. Now just watch that hand. That's not allowed to move. Elbow's not allowed to move. Step away until you feel that load kick in through your shoulder. And again, you're going to do an isometric contraction with this. Same as before, trying to hold that load there. Keep it on, work out how much you need to do. And again, same drills, you can step in slowly, you can step out. You've just got to make sure this arm doesn't move. Now that's a really nice one. Obviously it's going to target your supraspinatus quite well, but really good to do post-surgical if you want to just add a little bit more load on compared to pushing against a wall. Now, the last one is your flexion. Now, again, different bit of a setup. You're going to drop that right down to the bottom. So from here, now what I've got to do is put that in my hand like this. Now, I suggest you start off definitely with a bent arm. Okay, what that does is shortens up the bicep, so it's a bit kinder on your long head up here, and especially if you've got a distal bicep problem, it's going to be kinder on that. I wouldn't start off way down here. All right, so keep it bent to 90 degrees. You can make a fist if you want to, but again, having that band like that means you don't have to grab it. You don't have to do that. That anchor point there is going to be on my load. So I'm going to start here, right by your side. I'm just going to step forward. And I just keep going forward until I start feeling some load kicking into that bicep tendon in the front of the shoulder. That's where I want it. And you stay in that position. There's your isometric contraction. So think of it like I'm sort of pushing forward into flexion of the shoulder. Just make sure, one, you're not doing that. Okay, not tipping the shoulder forward. And as you go forward, it doesn't pull your elbow back. Okay, if it's doing that, it's too much load. So you need to sort of step back, make sure that you can keep your elbow there. So when you step forward, this elbow is not moving out of position. All right, so I'm still doing isometric contraction. You can see my biceps on here. This will be having load through the front. You've got to stay below that pain barrier. And again, just sit there, your 10, 20, 30 seconds holds to get your required time. So that's my 4. Okay, if you've had shoulder surgery or you've had an injury to your shoulder and you are doing isometrics traditionally against a pole, you need a little bit more load, there's some good options for you before you progress onto that eccentric and concentric training. We'll see you next time. Okay, just as a heads up, if you become a member of this channel, you can get exclusive access to the exact exercises that we give our clients here in the clinic with the exact cueing, instruction, technique correction, so you can get your rehab done right. We're uploading over 700 of our new videos, so head to the members area and check it out today.